Hey folks, Olly Connelly here, Daily Chaos, dailychaos.news, if you haven't yet registered. And this is a letter to America, audio letter really, coming to you from Europe, from Valencia in Spain actually. But you know what, this US election, you got 7 days now to get out there and vote. And no pressure, but I wanted to give you a bit of an idea of what the stakes are. Not just stateside, but around the world. Because really, what's been going on in the UK, which is, as you can probably tell from my tone, fairly close to my heart, and stateside. Very, very similar. Parallel stories that we've been seeing over the course of the last many years. And what it really is the attempted dismantling of both social structures, cultural systems, in order to take down these key democracies on this planet, these beacons of hope, in a largely fairly uncivilized world, in order to facilitate the new world order. Now that's got a new name these days because they decided that sounded a bit sinister. I don't know, they got their PRs involved or something, and they worked out eventually that, this new world order slogan that we've been using since, I don't know, George Herbert Walker Bush or something, and pretty much every leader since has piped up about the new world order, just not discussed on the mainstream media, but oh yeah, you look it up, they have, both in the UK and in the US. I guess they decided, we need to rebrand. And so they're now calling it the Great Reset. And if you don't know about that, stateside people, if you don't know about the Great Reset, I implore you, please, to look it up. Go to the World Economic Forum's website. Just type into your favorite search engine, which should not be Google. DuckDuckGo or whatever. Tap in WEF Great Reset. Top result. Go to that page. It will tell you everything you want to know. You need to know. You do need to know about the Great Reset. And that's really what this election's about. You have a choice between, apparently, this old boy who can barely construct a sentence, but in reality, this faux Marxist lady, Kamala Harris, who in reality is just another front for a new form of global control under the remit of the UN, essentially, with their drive for their much coveted Agenda 2030, which is just one part of this bigger Great Reset. Now your president, Mr. Trump, that sort of bombastic character that some of you might not like as a result, he stood up at Davos a few years ago when the World Economic Forum officially announced the Great Reset, and he said, you gotta be joking. I'm not into all this new world order globalized malarkey. That is not what globalization should be about, and is not what I stand for. I will put America first. Within a week, we saw the likes of George Soros coming out of the woodwork to decry and to denigrate Donald Trump, to say that he was dangerous and that his administration could not stand. And we have seen ever since then, whilst there was before considerable, they were trying to chuck the kitchen sink it in before that, even as we know, in the last presidential campaign. But since that Davos, it's gone absolutely ballistic, and we've had Mueller and all the fake Russian stuff, and I don't know, they've been pretty much churning up entire rainforests with their newsprint, their reams of fake news that they've been churning out about that, and then this phony impeachment and so on and so forth. So look, that's all happened, we know that. We also know that it's all been pretty much turned on its head because they didn't actually have any evidence, and we know the impeachment, for example, was political. And they're desperate now to get rid of him in this election. And I put out a video earlier, for example, of this lady who was coercing a senior citizen in the States on that person on that voter's doorstep to vote Democrat and not her preferred choice of Republican, and gave her a present to do it. Very illegal, imprisonable offence. Anyway, this is the kind of stuff that's going on. We're likely to see a lot worse by the sounds of it. People like Judicial Review, Tom Fitton, has been sending out stuff which is evidence of Antifa style groups who are prepared to chuck around Molotov cocktails and goodness knows what on election night if they don't get their way, and so on and so forth. So we're all looking pretty horrid. Be careful. Please be careful. Look after your neighbourhoods. But just look, the stakes are this. With this vote, you're either voting for somebody, whether you like him or not, who is standing, as best I can tell. And believe you me, I don't trust any politician. It is not in my genetic makeup to trust politicians. But this guy, Donald Trump, I do believe he is not a typical politician. I've studied him tremendously over the last few years, and I really do think that he is a great hope. He's the only hope we got, put it that way. He is the cigarette paper that separates liberty from this great reset, which will turn our lives upside down. Please look it up. 7 days. You've got 7 days to vote for your freedom, for your liberty, or else to vote for essentially Kamala Harris, essentially China type totalitarianism, in bed with the Bidens and goodness knows who else. All sorts of things are coming out, aside from the size of Hunter Biden's appendage. Where is the mainstream media in all this? Where are the questions about, has Joe Biden been using his position, or was he using his position as vice president, as a racketeering scam for personal family profit? And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that that was the case. Where are the questions in the mainstream media? Very few people, apart from the New York Post, full marks there, and the likes of Tucker Carlson, full marks there, the likes of Steve Bannon, the War Room, God bless them. Very few people in the mainstream media are talking about it. So look, you've got to look it up for yourselves. Get out there, put in the keywords, see where they lead you, get on Twitter and see what people are posting up there, links to all sorts of stuff, despite the fact that, you know, Jack Darcy or whatever his name is, and the Mark Zuckerbergs of this world, who was in an email memo sent to Hunter Biden earlier, by the way. An interesting association. These people are trying to shut us down and trying to curtail the discussion of what amounts to the hijacking of democracy. Yeah, very serious. These so-called social networks are clearly, evidently, political agents. Yeah, but nonetheless, the information is out there. Just do a bit of searching, find it, look it up, and think very hard before casting a vote for Joe Biden. Because if you're voting for Joe Biden, you're voting for China, you're voting for the UN, you're voting for this great reset, you're voting for globalization. And when I say that, I'm not talking about free trade. That's great. I'm talking about one world government. That's what they're after. That's what they've been after for decades. It's all out there. Bush Senior, he called it what? A great new opportunity. The likes of Blair in the UK said the same. Gordon Brown had Tourette's about the New World Order. Well, they are rolling it out. This COVID thing, yeah? This COVID-19, whatever it is. On their website, if you go to their website, the WEF page for the Great Reset, you will see that they are saying that coronavirus, this new coronavirus, is a fantastic opportunity to roll in this Great Reset. That's, in my opinion, now this is an opinion, yeah? But in my opinion, that's what these lockdowns are about, yeah? That's what they're about. They basically want to destroy our economies so that they can have us state controlled. We're all on these state benefits effectively. Just look it up, people. Look it up. We have to be able to take back our liberty and not become subject to the state. The state should be subject to the electorate. All right, okay, God bless you. Good luck navigating those Hunter Biden nefarious videos. Apologies in advance if you happen to see any of those. Yeah, but there is lots of email stuff that he's chewing over. Quite aside from his peccadillos or incestuous family relationships, which apparently Joe Biden knew about, by the way. All very unpleasant stuff. But the thing that is really, really key is, will the next president of the United States be subject to the American electorate or to China, to the UN, to these depraved, psychotic lunatics? Your choice. 7 days. Letter to America. God bless you. Olly Connelly, Daily Chaos. I'm going to be covering the election night with Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. Fantastic bunch of stateside freedom fighters. God bless them. Been around for a long time. I used to do a radio show with them, with my mate Piers, Jingly Jangly, and looking forward very much to doing that. That'll be co-streaming on this channel, wherever it is you're watching this. You should be able to see that in the, I don't know, early hours of the morning in Europe and in the States, I suppose. You know, not just looking at the political results coming in, but also at the media response to those results. Studying the media coverage of the coverage. Of the coverage, I don't know. Anyway, all of that. Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating night. I just hope it doesn't end up being, quite frankly, a very, very nasty day in terms of some of the things that apparently are being planned. But we shall see. But anyway, yeah, Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. And I'll be there next week, a week today. All right, God bless you. The Great Reset, people. The World Economic Forum. Loads of other places that you can look up this new technocracy that is planned for us. No debate, no mandate. Olly Connelly, Daily Chaos. Ciao.